Alright, so we're lengthening up our spine, relaxing our shoulders. Get some deep breaths through the nose towards the belly. Relaxing the breath, back out of the belly, back out of the nose. Let's send the top of the head up to the sky and send the chin to the shoulder and gaze behind us. Let the side of the neck stretch out. Let's move to neutral and then over towards the other side. So we stretch to center, relax an ear to the shoulder, helping the shoulder blades relax. Reaching tall, resting over towards the other side. As the top of the head lifts, sliding our shoulder blades up and down a few times. Shoulders releasing, palms opening. Let our inhale send the chin and thumbs to the sky. And then exhale, thumbs and chin down to heart. Let's inhale, reaching up. Exhaling, resting down. Finding one more breath. Inhaling, lifting. And exhale, relaxing. Interlacing our fingers, knuckles reaching out, belly reaching in. Feel the shoulder blades widening out as we breathe. The ribs come tall, the palms press out ahead of us. Arms drawing over towards one side. Arms drawing over towards the other side. Just a couple of times, reaching side to side. And as we find ourselves back to neutral, palms up to the sky, reaching over to one side. Reaching over towards the other side. Just one more each side. As we come to the center, reaching our fingertips or the palms behind us, squeezing in the shoulders as we lift the chin and the throat, opening the lungs. Lifting up the spine, let's reach our fingertips to the sky and twist to one side. Reaching tall on the inhale, twisting through the exhale and release. Let's find neutral, inhaling tall, exhaling towards the other side, lifting and twisting. Finding neutral, let's inhale, reach up, and exhale, thumbs to heart. Helping ourselves to all fours. Let's slide wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Feel that tall spine. With our inhale, let's start to pull the heart forward, finding cow pose. Exhaling, ribs up to the sky, finding cat. Feel just a little flowing movement in the spine as we breathe, expanding and releasing. Just a few deep breaths. Now we can stay with the cat and cow. We can feel neutral spine and start folding side to side, guiding shoulders and hips towards each other as the ribs fold in. Now we'll find neutral spine, lifting the ribs, sending the right thigh up to the sky and open the chest. Big lift in our lungs. Let's relax that side down, press the other thigh up, send the ribs forward. And then release back to child's pose, resting into our shoulders, lifting our head and neck and breathe. We're going to lift up our tailbone, send the top of the head towards the ground, tucking into our toes, and stretching our fingertips towards our feet. They don't have to touch. Try not to put pressure in the top of the head. The top of the head is just resting to the ground in this rabbit pose. Get a few releasing breaths. Now we'll send our arms forward and push the collarbone down towards the ground. Hanging out here or pulling the ribs forward, feeling that kneeling plank to stay. We can exhale, elbows in, inhale, chest and throat open, exhaling, relaxing hips back into child's pose or reaching up to downward dog. Let's send one thigh forward, the other thigh back, just a little reach and release as we breathe. Guiding our feet towards our hands, feeling rest as our head, neck, shoulders release towards the ground, maybe resting up and down a few times, maybe a little side to side a few times, maybe a little up and down again. With our inhale, let's stretch up just halfway. Pushing through the heels, let's inhale and stretch up all the way, heart to the sky, and exhale, thumbs to the heart. Inhaling as we reach up tall, exhaling, swan dive down. Guiding the right knee behind us, relaxing the knee and the toe as we help the left heel under the hip, knee. And then inhale, hips and heart forward. Exhaling, hips and thighs back. Feel a little flowing movement as we draw the heart forward. Relax the hips back. Feel that stretch as we release into our breath. As our hips rest back, our ribs can release towards the front thigh and breathe. Letting our inhale, send our hips and heart forward, and then release back to child's pose. Relaxing in the child's pose. Maybe we feel like a kneeling plank to stay. We can exhale, elbows in, inhale the heart forward, exhale it back. Find a moment of rest. Let's help the right foot find its way to lunge. Sending hips and heart forward on the inhale, resting hips and thighs back on the exhale. And we get just a little stretch and release. Find a few deep breaths. As our hips rest back, maybe the ribs sink in, take a moment to breathe. Inhaling hips and heart forward, guiding our back toes towards the front toes and resting. Let's inhale up halfway, pushing through the heels. Let's inhale all the way, exhaling thumbs to heart. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, swan diving down. Sending the left foot behind us. Find our lunge, back knee lifted or lowered, twisting when we're ready, turning to the front thigh. Returning to child's pose or downward dog, wherever you're feeling a good stretch. Enjoying stillness, maybe inhaling through plank or kneeling plank to hang out. You can exhale, elbows in, inhale, heart opens, exhaling, hips back and breathe. Sliding that left foot into our lunge, heel resting under the knee, back knee up or down, resting the right palm as we twist to the front thigh. And then returning, child's pose or downward dog. Feeling just a moment to breathe, relaxing into our breath. Option to pick up the right foot to the sky, sending our right foot forward into our lunge. As we ground the back heel forward, let's inhale open to a warrior one. Feel your inner thighs engage. Find stability through the ribs, rest into the shoulders. So hands can stay at the heart, fingertips can come to the back of the head, or the arms can cross with the elbows resting at the back of the head. Now wherever we're feeling stable in our shoulders, let's inhale and lift our chin to the sky. As we exhale, feel a diagonal from the back heel through the head. So we're inhale, lifting, exhale, reaching. Take a few deep breaths, lifting open, reaching in. The next time we reach open, send the chin as tall as it can go. And then releasing our elbows to the side. We're gonna take a deep breath, pull the collarbone open, hinge just halfway. From here, inhale, push the collarbone forward, elbows towards the ribs. Resting back to neutral. Inhale, push the collarbone forward, releasing and do one more. Inhale, lift. Now as we rest our fingertips to the thigh, releasing our head, neck, shoulders. Option to give the head and neck a little bit of up and down movement, maybe a little bit of side to side movement, maybe a little up and down again. As our fingertips reach to the floor or the block, feel the front leg stretch towards straight and the ribs and thighs feel just a little bit more release in our spine and breathe. We're sending the weight into the front foot. Option to pick up the back heel or lengthen out the back leg a little bit, or pull the back heel up to the sky. Taking a moment to breathe. As we deepen the bend in the front leg, we're letting that back heel reach behind us, leg lifted or lowered, and then twisting to the front thigh. Releasing down, finding child's pose or downward dog, hanging out, maybe moving, your choice. We can inhale, plank or kneeling plank. We can exhale, elbows in. We can inhale, heart open, and then release. Feeling to breathe. Relax into our exhales. Same option, if you like the three-legged dog, left foot stretching towards the sky, left foot finding its way into a lunge. The back heel grounds as we inhale forward, finding that warrior one. Same options. Get the inner thighs to stabilize, lower belly to kick in, hands can stay at the hips, fingertips can rest at the head, or you can cross arms with maybe the other arm on top. So we're inhaling, lifting the heart, exhaling to the diagonal. Inhaling as we open, exhaling, drawing forward. Feel that reach as we breathe. Now the next time we send our chin up to the sky, really feel the throat expand. And then as we lengthen to neutral, draw the elbows out to the side. Feel the inhale, push the collarbone forward, elbows towards the ribs. Inhale back. Inhale, drawing forward. Exhale, relax one more. Inhale, open. Exhale, release. Now we're resting. Our hand to the thigh. Feel that rib cage stretching open. Big lift in our lungs. Exhale, releasing down, maybe fingertips to the ground or onto the block. Maybe lengthening the front leg towards straight, depending on how we're feeling today. Finding just a few relaxing breaths. Now as our front knee bends, takes on the weight, maybe the back heel floats up a little bit. Maybe it comes out. Maybe it stretches up towards the sky. You can choose. Take just a couple deep breaths. As that front knee bends, the back heel finds the lunge. Maybe twisting to the front thigh. And then back. Child's pose or downward dog, wherever feeling like hanging out. Maybe we like to move through plank or kneeling plank. We can exhale, elbows in. Inhale, lifting the heart open. And then exhale, relaxing back. So just a moment to breathe. Get a little rhythm into our exhales. A few resting breaths. Option is send the right foot up to the sky into three-legged dog, helping the right foot find its way into our lunge. So we're going to have the option to use the block maybe inside the front leg and plant the back heels. We find our way into warrior two, drawing our fingertips towards our feet. So we feel the top of the head reach tall, the shoulders, hips relax down. We're going to take just a moment to open the front palm. With our inhale, drawing the arm forward and then reaching back. Now both arms have the option to reach behind us. The back hand can relax to the thigh, the hip, or rest at the lower back, whichever feels the most stable. I have the option to enjoy stillness as the front thigh draws forward and the top arm reaches back. Now we have the option to move our chin, releasing our neck. So maybe our chin reaches up underneath the top arm, maybe out to the side, maybe gazing at the back toe. And then one more time, chin up to the top arm, out to the side, down towards the back. Now we're reaching our arms back into our warrior two, lifting the ribs, relaxing elbow to the thigh or fingertip to the block or the floor. The back hand can reach up towards the ceiling if that feels stable, or resting and just sending the shoulder up to the sky. So from here, we're going to gaze up towards the top shoulder or fingertips, to the side, towards the front toe, to the side, towards the top arm, to the side, towards the front toe. Feel that lift in our lungs, and then reaching both fingertips towards the front leg, picking up the back heel into our lunge. Back knee can be lifted or lowered as we turn towards the front thigh. And then returning to child's pose or downward dog. Anywhere we're feeling pretty stable to hang out. Maybe we're feeling like plank or kneeling plank to stay. We can exhale elbows into our ribs, inhale heart opening, exhaling hips releasing, feeling those few releasing breaths as we breathe, resting into our exhales. Option to send that left foot up towards the sky, guiding our left foot in to our lunge. Option to use the block as we find our warrior two, drawing our arms towards our legs, lifting the ribs, relaxing the hips. So we feel stability through the legs, opening our front palm, maybe drawing the arm behind us. You can always just rest the elbow and let the fingertips rest at the top of the head if that feels more stable. We're just drawing the front knee forward and reaching through the rib cage and breathe. So we can keep our head as it is. We can gaze up towards the top arm, back to the side, towards the back leg, back to the top arm, to the side, towards the back leg. Then arms reach back to warrior two, lift the ribs, let's relax. The elbow to the thigh or fingertip to the block or the floor. Top arm can reach up or rest the hand at the hip with the shoulder still drawing up towards the sky. You can look at the top thumb, then to the side, then to the floor, then to the side, then to the top thumb, to the side, to the floor. Letting both hands reach towards the ground as we return into our lunge, maybe adding our twisting movement towards the front thigh. Then returning to child's pose or downward dog, finding a moment to hang out. Maybe we're feeling like movement, option to plank or kneeling plank to stay. We can exhale, elbows in, inhale the heart open, exhale, relax the hips. Feeling just a moment to breathe, find rest in our exhales. Sliding that right foot into our lunge, heel releasing under the knee, palms stacking up on the front thigh. Feel the spine grow tall, the shoulders relax. So as the inner thighs, lower belly kick in, let's inhale and pick up the chin towards the sky. Find our chin reaching to neutral, relax the shoulders. With our elbows reaching out to our side, option for stillness, we're pulling the ribs towards one side, back to neutral, pulling the ribs towards the other side, back to neutral, just a little reach, side to side, and breathe. Maybe just one more each direction. And then as we feel stable, you can keep the elbows bent or send the fingertips out from the shoulders, picking up the top of the head. Chin reaches towards one set of fingers, back to neutral, towards the other set of fingers, back to neutral, one more each direction. And then pull the elbows in, turn towards the front leg, relaxing into our hands. Picking up the ribs, twisting. So we can stay here, we can slide the front hand down towards the ground, option to pick the back arm up to the sky, gaze up and reach. And as our fingertips relax, the front leg stretches towards straight, releasing through our spine, relaxing our chin and head. Now we're going to slide back, child's pose or downward dog, anywhere we're feeling pretty stable. Relaxation, maybe moving with our breath. Options for plank or kneeling plank to stay. We can exhale, elbows in, inhaling the heart open, exhaling and finding just a moment to breathe. Don't know why that's not working. And we're helping that left foot find its way forward into our lunge, guiding the palms up to our thighs, spine grows tall, shoulders relax. With our palms grounding, let's pick up the lower belly and inhale, chin and heart to the sky. Find neutral, inner thighs stabilize. Let's send the elbows out to the side, pulling ribs to one side, back to neutral, pulling ribs to the other side, back to neutral. Just a couple each direction. Any range of motion, any pace of movement, doesn't have to be very far. As we come back to the center, picking up the ribs, then reaching out our fingertips, gazing towards one set of fingers, back to neutral, the other set of fingers, back to neutral, do one more each direction. As our shoulders relax, let's lift the ribs, pull the elbows up, and then turn towards the front thigh, relaxing our hands, picking up the ribs, let's twist, hanging out here, or guiding the bottom palm to the ground, and maybe stretching the top arm up to the sky. Let's release, finding child's pose, maybe downward dog, enjoying rest, maybe sliding forward through plank or kneeling plank to hang out. We can fold in, inhaling heart open, and exhaling hips back and breathe. Sending our feet towards our hands, creating rest in our forward fold. So just a moment to relax the head and neck with gravity. Maybe our head and neck finds just a little bit of up and down movement, maybe just a little side to side movement, maybe just a little up and down again. Feel the weight of the shoulders releasing, the head and neck resting. Sending our hands to our shins or our thighs, pushing the heart forward, grounding the heels, and then inhale, lift all the way up to the sky. Exhaling, thumbs to the heart. Relaxing our arms, add a little sway. Shoulders, ribs, lower back releasing. Find a few resting breaths. Alrighty, so we're going to find a place for balancing. Planting into one foot, thigh engaged, knee joint softens. The other knee can be forward or open to the side. Let the inner thighs engage. Let the lower belly engage. Let's ground into the palms, finding our focal point. Toe on the ground, maybe toe floats, maybe foot the inner thigh, anywhere we're feeling pretty stable. Hands grounding at the heart, or arms resting, or fingertips reaching. Feeling just a moment to breathe, creating relaxation, finding rest through our breath. We rest our legs, let's relax our joints, trading legs when we're ready. The other heel feels the ground, the other thigh open, squeezing in and up, finding our focal point. Toe on the ground, maybe foot to the inner thigh, feeling grounding, palms at the heart. Maybe arms are resting or reaching, finding a place for stability and relaxation, releasing into our exhales. As we release here, let's relax out our joints. Training legs, the other foot feels the ground, the other toe reaches wide, hands at the hips or the heart or out to the side. Upper arms engaged, shoulders rest. The standing leg takes on the weight. Toe can float or we can push actively through the heel, lengthening through the heel, back of the head. If you want to challenge your balance, you can look towards the lifted leg. It will take you off center. So wherever you're feeling pretty stable, take a moment to breathe. As we relax here, shaking out our joints, let's trade sides. The other foot feels the ground, the other toe out to the side. hanging out here as the standing leg takes on the weight. The bottom toe can float or press through the heel to extend through the back of the heel, the back of the head. Feel that reach through our side body as we breathe. As we relax, shaking out our joints. Finding our way back on our mats. We're lifting up on our inhale, swan diving through our exhale, relaxing into our shoulders, relaxing into our head and neck, maybe finding that up and down movement, maybe finding that side to side movement, maybe the up and down again. Sending our legs back to downward dog or all fours, whichever feels the most stable. Taking a moment to breathe. So we're having the option for pigeon. If you'd like to send the right leg out or up, that's available. Helping the right knee towards the right wrist, letting the shin relax. Having the option to stack the hips on the block, or just releasing the tailbone towards the ground. Hands can ground into the block or the floor to open the front of the heart, to stay open and lifted, or relaxing onto the block or the elbows or the floor, wherever your head, neck, shoulders feel like releasing today and breathing, feeling rest into our breath. Inhale sends our rib cage back open, feeling that lift into our lungs. So we ground into our palms, tuck into that back toe, returning to all fours, downward dog or three-legged dog, wherever your body feels like stretching. As we're ready, maybe the left leg finds its way out or up, or just drawing the left knee towards the left wrist and lengthening through the back leg or using the block for hip support. We can inhale and stretch the heart open, maybe exhaling softly forward, maybe exhaling deeper, feeling release and breathe, resting into our breath. As our next inhale picks up our rib cage, we'll feel the expansion in the front side of the body. Grounding into our palms, tucking into that back toe, and then maybe stretching back to all fours, downward dog or three-legged dog. Taking a moment to release onto our knees, maybe supporting the knees if that feels like a good option. And then we're going to send the block inside our thighs for stability. So as we stabilize the thighs, the hips, we're going to think about one hand resting at the back of the head and one hand resting at the back of the lower back, the bottom of the tailbone. So we're going to inhale, lift the ribs, and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Staying here or keep moving as we breathe. Inhale, lifting the ribs, squeezing the shoulder blades together. So depending upon where our body ends up, as we feel the inner thighs, lower belly kick in, maybe we feel stability to rest the bottom hand towards the floor. Maybe our head and neck feels stable enough to send the top arm to the sky, but the hands can stay supported on the back at all times. So if we've moved our arms, we'll return the arms. Find ourselves in all fours. So our wrists relax and we fold shoulders and hips towards each other. A little release side to side. Let's find neutral, find lift, and then trade sides. So as you feel your inner thighs engaged, lower belly engaged, the other hand rests at the lower back, or lower head, and the other hand at the lower back. So we can lift our ribs, and then squeeze those shoulder blades together. Stopping anywhere along the way, maybe lifting taller, maybe opening deeper, and breathing wherever. Feeling a good stretch. You feel stable in the lower back, the bottom hand can reach towards the foot. If we feel stable in our neck, top arm can reach towards the sky. If we've moved our arms, we can send them back, returning to that all fours, adding that side to side movement. Just a little stretch, shoulders and hips releasing towards each other, and breathe. Now from here, go ahead, find that rabbit pose again with the top of the head resting to the ground, maybe tucking into the back toes. Option to send fingertips so that we're breathing here, relaxing into our and just letting the top of the head tap the no weight on the top of the head. And with our inhale, we'll lift our chest. You can remove the block, guiding our legs out ahead of us. We're going to feel the tailbone releasing into the ground and our spine tall as we rock just a bit side to side. And with our ribs lifting, we can twist over to one side. Feel a little bit of openness with that inhale, a little rotation through the exhale, breathe. You want to come to the other side. Take a moment to relax. Let's come back to the center. Option to send the hands behind us, the knees bent, shoulder blades together. We can just lift the chin or lift the hips into this reverse tailbone, breathe. As our tailbone rests, we can relax our shoulders and release our spine. Feel a few resting breaths. So we can stay here. You can end up on your spine, taking the block with you if you'd like. Just shoulders towards the ground. Maybe stretching the arms over the head or elbows by the side, a place to relax into our breath, getting a few resting exhales. Stay with our spine tall. We can bend our knees and let the lower back relax into the ground. So option to stay in any relaxed posture your body feels today. We can use the block inside the thighs, underneath the hips, depending on what type of bridge you're feeling like. Tailbone can stay on the ground or the block, or you can squeeze those shoulder blades in and feel the hips and the heart pressing up to the sky, and breathe. Feeling that openness on our inhale, relaxation on our exhale, feeling those few resting breaths. Just let the body hang out here for a few relaxing exhales. Stability in the spine, feeling that engagement in the hips, the hamstrings, as we breathe, resting into our breath. With our tailbone relaxed into the ground, we can stay, knees bent. With the tailbone on the ground or the block, you're going to have the option to send your feet up to the sky. So maybe we just stay on the block and enjoy that open hips and legs reach up to the sky. You can add a little bit of movement depending on how you're feeling today, but not with the block if you're feeling like movement. You press into your forearms, feel your lower belly engage, and maybe lift the hips up towards the shoulder stand. And if you're feeling like a shoulder stand today, you can send your hips all the way up, sending your hands to your lower back, feeling the grounding in the shoulders and the upper arms and elbows, trying not to put weight in our head and neck, or we can just relax the hips on the ground or relax the hips on the block. Now if your toes are lifted up to the sky from any of your options, tailbone up or down, you have the option to send the toes towards the head on one side, toes towards the head on the other side. So maybe reaching in towards a variation wild pose as we breathe. I don't know why this thing wants to sometimes work and sometimes not. And anytime we're evening out here, our tailbone yields the ground, sending our feet wide, adding some windshield brain movements, relaxing through the tailbone, through the lower back, feeling release of our thighs resting side to side and breathe. We can hang out in this windshield wiper brain movement, depending on how is feeling today. We can find a happy baby, guiding knees towards the shoulders, feeling the thighs be wide, resting hands on the thighs or up towards the feet and relaxing the tailbone, the shoulders, enjoying stillness or rocking side to side wherever you're feeling a good release, and breathe. And maybe sliding the soles of the feet together, thighs opening out to the side, feeling that wideness in our hips and thighs, relaxing our tailbone, our ribs, our shoulders into the breath. And as we return the thighs towards the chest, holding on to the left thigh, lengthening out the right leg. Just let the thighs actively stretch away from each other for a moment. We can stay here, depending on how you're feeling. Maybe we're adding a twist, guiding the knee across the body, shoulders and hips, feeling reach away from each other as we breathe. Creating relaxation, creating rest into our exhales. Taking just some relax into our breath. Hang out on that side as long as that feels like a good stretch. We can come back to neutral, send the thighs and stillness to the chest, or rock a bit side to side again, releasing into our breath. We can stay here, holding on to the left thigh, maybe lengthening out the right leg. We can stay here, depending on how. Maybe we're adding that twist across the body, shoulders and hips. Feel a little relaxation here as we relax into our exhales and breathe. Coming back into neutral, sending our feet back wide, enjoying just a few more windshield wipering movements side to side and breathe. So from here we're having the option to continue windshield wipering. If we feel like a restorative fish helpful today, we can roll to our side, slide a block or rolled up towel or blanket under the shoulder blades, finding enough space so that the top of the head can rest on the ground to open our throat. If this does not feel comfortable, even with this small towel underneath the shoulder blades, we can just lift the throat if that's available. If it doesn't feel comfortable, you can always find a better position position for just a few deep breaths. Good thing. The best thing about this restorative fish is that we spend a lot of time with our chin folded in, and our chest and our neck muscles in the front side of the body get really weak. And the back side of our body starts to create weight to where it's almost like a horseshoe pulling us forward, creating that kyphosis and the roundness in our shoulders. This also, restorative fish, helps to open up the throat, so you stimulate the thyroid, you help to reduce throat issues. It can also help the lungs expand a little deeper as we are able to feel a more uplifted breath in the front side of the body. We can hang out with fish as long as that feels like a good option. Anytime that you would like a different position, we can return to the feet wide, relaxing the knees together to hold onto the ground. We can find knees together, or feet together, knees wide. Even use your pinky toes to rest on the block if you want a little bit more external rotation with gravity. Depending on how we're feeling, maybe we just want to lengthen out our legs, or maybe it feels better to relax on our side. Wherever we're feeling comfortable, we'll start to breathe in some of the calming, peaceful, relaxing breaths with each inhale. Feeling rest, relaxation, and release through each exhale. Noticing that peace and calm with each inhale, noticing rest and relaxation with each exhale. We're just taking a moment to let our bodies find peace and rest as we breathe. Maybe take a moment to feel the breath. Maybe we're even breathing through our throat so we can hear the breath. Wherever our body allows that release today, if it feels better to add a count to our breath to help our body focus on the breathing, we can count the inhalation and use that same count for the exhalation. We like colors better than numbers. We can think about our favorite color sliding in through the nose, expanding and getting deeper as the lungs fill up with air, releasing out and resting through the breath. We can continue just as we are, or maybe we start to send the breath into our fingers and our toes, welcoming any movements at any time, feeling relaxation through our hands, through our feet, maybe releasing through our wrist into our ankles, relaxing through our lower legs, our lower arms, breathing through the knees, the elbows, the thighs, the hips, the upper arms, the shoulders, noticing relaxation into our spine, maybe even hugging our thighs in towards our chest to release to our spine, maybe still, maybe rocking just a bit, just feel that relaxation through the spine as we breathe. Then we'll end up resting on our side for a moment. Head in our hands are those we'll help ourselves back up in our seated position. Maybe even elevating our hips on the block or blanket. That feels like a comfortable. Wherever our hips have landed, we're going to do a few more neck stretches with our shoulders resting, the top of the head lengthening, maybe palms releasing by our side. Sending our chin to our shoulder and gazing behind us. Maybe noticing if we feel similar as we did at the beginning of class or different. Option to reach the chin towards the other shoulder. Finding neutral, relaxing the shoulder blades as an ear draws towards the shoulder and the side of the neck opens. Let's lift tall and then rest over towards the other side. And as we find neutral, shoulders rest, opening the palms. Option to inhale the chin up as we send the fingertips towards the sky. And then exhaling thumbs and chin down to the heart. Inhaling as we lengthen and reach. Exhaling, resting and lowering. Finding one more breath together, stretching up. Resting down. Namaste. Thank you for joining in person and online people. Hello.